Okay, so we're in the gallery now. We still can't see anyone. So some people have said they don't want to be seen. So it might just be one of those things that no one wants to show up. People want to be here, but not have their faces seen. So that's good. That's good as well. We're pleased to have you here. We have
It's been quite an exciting week this week with the demonstrations in Brazil.
Oh, okay. So I said something about Colorado and Virginia. So I'll do that. We'll finish. I'll go back. I'll go over to the notes which you have concerning Israelite tribes in the USA, and we'll read out some points of interest that we have there, and we'll see how things go. Yeah, we remember, as we said, we have a project. We believe that the USA, America, North America, the USA especially, represents the homeland of the Lost tribes in our time. The most of the Lost tribes are in the USA, even though they're also to be found in other places. They're also to be found in Finland, in Sweden, in Norway, in Denmark, in the Netherlands, in Belgium, in France, in Switzerland, and in the Isles of Britain, in Wales, England, Scotland, Ireland, and Northern Ireland, and the offshoots overseas, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa. That is where the Lost tribes are to be found, in principle, in our time. So as we said, we identify the USA as being the major center of the USA. USA is dominated by the tribes of Joseph, but all the tribes are to be found there. Manasseh is very dominant in the USA, even though numerically there may be more of Ephraim amongst them. Manasseh sets the tone. Manasseh is dominant in the USA, but we find all of the tribes there. Also, we originally had 13 states. The USA is built up on 13 original states. The states who rebelled against England set up the early American state country. Had 13 states. Each state is parallel by an Israelite tribe. And today there are 50 states. All the other states emanate somehow or other from the 13 original states. So we'll go through the 13 tribes, and we'll mention a little bit of the other tribes. Incidentally, Gene Porter asked us concerning Colorado, so maybe whilst we're still here, we can mention what we have. We identify Colorado with the tribe of Manasseh. America it belongs to the tribe of Manasseh in general, and amongst each of the different states, some of them have, in addition to be dominated by Manasseh in general. I can only see myself.
I'm unable to undo the video.
I now can see Gene. Gene Porter is here. Okay, I can see Gene. So that's something. It's worthwhile, but we can't see anyone else. Maybe everyone wants to remain incognito for this evening.
I'm unable to fix mine.
Okay, there's no one else. We had Gene Porter requested information about Colorado, so we have notes. We haven't worked them out. We identify Colorado as belonging to Manasseh. In other words, we have all of America belongs to Manasseh in principle, but certain states, other tribes are also dominant. So in Colorado, we found on the whole that Manasseh is not only is dominant in the national sense, but also on the statewide sense. In the statewide sense, the white population is dominated by migrants in Colorado from Germany and Ireland. Was blessed with minerals and agriculture. These are blessings given to Joseph and to Manasseh. It is Colorado is said to mean ruddy or reddish, and in some cases this refers to people from Joseph. Why, I haven't worked out yet, but it happens.
Yeah.
And also, Colorado is a very highly educated, well-developed, and wealthy population. It has third amongst all American states in percentage of population, 25 and over with a bachelor's degree, and 18% of population, 25 and over with an advanced degree, and so on. And all the levels of being blessed with the blessings given to Jacob, Colorado stands out. Colorado is up there.
Yep. Colorado
as a mixed history in the past, the Ku Klux Klan was very dominant there, or about almost 100 years ago. But it shows that there are questionable elements in Colorado. There were. At all events, it was a different period to how it is now.
Well, now we have a marijuana segment of our population, which has, Colorado was the first state to legalize marijuana, and so a lot of people have moved there for one reason and one reason only, because it's easy to move there and get high.
Okay, not only do they have high degrees, high educations, but also high in other senses of the word. At all events, maybe they've gone to the other extreme. That also happens. We have people who go from one extreme to another. So whatever the case, tourism is very important in Colorado. Colorado is enjoying the blessings given, promised to Esau, promised to Joseph.
Yep.
And
excuse me,
what's
Yair,
the population
Pat
of Colorado? I don't know. It says so.
It's roughly 4 or 5 million now.
Okay, not very large, relatively speaking.
Yeah.
So it's doing quite well for what it has. Each of the tribes of Israel had their own separate emblems, their own separate standards. Standards are listed in the Midrash Rabbah, and the tribes of Joseph, Ephraim and Manasseh, each had their own separate standard, but when they are considered together as one entity of Joseph, they had a third standard. And this standard representing Joseph was a picture of Egypt. A picture of Egypt, which could be taken to either have been a pyramid or a sphinx. In this case, it was a pyramid representing Joseph, and a picture of a pyramid appears on the Great Seal of America. You can see it on the dollar bill. It has a Great Seal on America. And above the Great Seal, you have a triangle eye. A triangle with an eye inside of it, representing the all-seeing eye of providence above the pyramid. And this triangle with the eye inside of it, the all-seeing eye, is found on the Great Seal of the USA, as seen on the dollar bill. And it's also found on the separate seal of Colorado. Each USA state has its own seal, and on the seal has something connected to the state. And so you have this all-seeing eye on the seal of Colorado, and this eye represents Joseph, which confirms an identification of Colorado with Joseph and especially with Manasseh. And this eye, incidentally the word eye and iron in the Hebrew are very similar. In English, eye, in Hebrew, iron, they're almost the same. So this eye is mentioned, recalled in the blessing that Jacob who was renamed Jacob, who was renamed Israel blessed his sons before he died. He blessed all 12 of his sons, all of the tribes. And he gave a special blessing to Joseph, a separate blessing to Joseph beforehand. And the blessing to Joseph said, amongst other things, it said that Joseph, as translated in conventional English translations, Joseph is a fruitful bough, even a fruitful bough by a well, whose branches run over the wall. So that's how it comes out. In this translation, literally, word for word, is good enough. But the Hebrew has double meanings. The Hebrew also connotes other things. It says other things. It says in effect, translating it from the Hebrew, that a powerful, fruitful son is Joseph. Under the eye above, or with the eye above him, the eye of providence above him, this is a blessing to Joseph. The word translated in English is as by a well. The expression by a well in Hebrew is alayon, literally with the eye above. The eye above is connected with Joseph, was given the blessing to Joseph. And he goes on, his branches run over the wall, also, which may also be explainable to mean that his offshoots run over beyond their boundaries, or run forward for the bull of Joseph. At all events, we have this blessing of the eye, of the all-seeing eye, in the blessing to Joseph. It is on the Great Seal of the USA, proving that the USA in general belongs to Joseph. It is also found on the separate state seal of Colorado, proving or confirming our identification of Colorado as a state, especially belonging to Joseph. And in this case, specifically the tribe of Manasseh.
Yeah.
Pat Robin, I'm not reading the chat because I'm talking. I'm like, there's an American president. It was an American president, I forget who it was. I think President Johnson spoke of him. Says he couldn't walk and chew gum at the same time. And I always have a problem with that. I find it difficult doing multitasking. So the moment I'm talking and looking, and I'm not reading the chat, okay? But otherwise, I'm very happy to talk to you.
He just asked a question. She just asked a question, I guess.
Okay.
Do you want to look at the question in the chat?
Pat Robbins sent me a message. She says, I don't know if you remember me or not, you and I are related way back through Zerach. Zerach was the son of Judah. Where Judah had two sons, Peretz and Zerach. Also, we spoke of him. We spoke of him in the talk that we gave yesterday, and spoke of them as, they were the sons of Judah through Tamar, and Zerach, the descendants of Zerach seem to have disappeared from the biblical story at an early stage. So there's legends have grown up that they moved away with the along with the lost 10 tribes. Of course, a portion of Judah also went with the lost 10 tribes in different ways. And there are legends in the name places and so on indicating that they may have gone to Ireland. Also, the Nial family is also important in that it's connected with that. We have a thing of which might allude to the Nial family in the Bible. At all events, Zerach traditionally has been associated with the people of Ulster, and so this is a possibility. Me too, through my father, according to DNA, they have DNA. The founder of the ruling kings of Ireland, the high kings of Ireland, was descended from Nial, and they have a DNA lineage marker of his descendants. And incidentally, it's the only marker of royalty in the world. All the other ones used to say Genghis Khan also had one, but now they've shown that this is a mistake. So this is the only marker, as far as DNA is concerned, that is valid. So yours truly is descended from the High Kings of Ireland. Maybe there are people over there who owe me rent.
I am too.
I don't know. It would help. I'm just joking. I'm being a bit facetious for a change. Anyway. Well,
so am I, Yair.
Okay.
So they traced me back to Nial also.
Okay, see now we all got together, and it just shows you. Birds of a feather flock together. Incidentally, that's in that saying, birds of a feather, is found in the Talmud. It's a biblical origin. There's a lot of common sayings in the English language, indirectly derived from the Bible or biblical sources. Anyway, getting back to what we were talking about. We were talking about Colorado. So that is Colorado. And Colorado has names of different cities. We also look for names of different cities. We find Ekron. Ekron was actually a name of an Israelite city, but it was frequently possessed by the Philistines. It's mentioned in the Bible. We have Allen Spark, which could be associated with Alon from the tribe of Zebulun. We have Avon. Avon is another place name for Bet-El, and also for a place in Naphtali. We have Denver, which might relate to the tribe of Dan. We have Englewood, which could relate to Ephraim, Engle. We have Evans, which too could be from a place in Naphtali. And we have Jamestown. James is another form of the name Jacob. And we have Johnston, and Johnston is another form of the name Yohanan. And so that is what we have. We may, in the future, we may get more material. If anyone has any material, anyone from Colorado who knows of things relating to possibly Israelite connections, please get in touch with me, because we can always use new information and additional knowledge. As we said, we have 13 original colonies, and these original colonies are connected to all the other states, the 50 states of America. Each state somehow is connected to one or other of the original colonies. 13 colonies, and each of these colonies is connected to an Israelite tribe. And we have tentative identifications, so we may change them, we may modify them. We're still working at it. There's a lot of material to go through, and even given a rough outline, it tells a lot of work, so I'll tell you what we have. As we said, we have Connecticut. Connecticut was one of the original tribes, the 13 colonies. We connect Connecticut, we connect with Naphtali. They even name Naphtali Connect. And Connecticut's nickname themselves Connecticut. And more serious, we have other evidence, additional evidence, and more serious evidence than that. But that was the point. Delaware, we identify with Dan, as we explained. Georgia with Zebulun. Maryland with Levi. Massachusetts with Manasseh. New England on the whole is related to the tribe of Dan. But within New England, the different states have their other tribal groupings. New Jersey is related to Benjamin. New York to Judah. North Hampshire to Reuben. North Carolina to Issachar. Pennsylvania to the tribe of Gad. Rhode Island to the tribe of Asher. South Carolina to Simeon. Virginia to Ephraim. So that is what we have here.
How do you arrive at these?
What did you say?
How do you arrive at these conclusions?
It's a bit, some of it's guesswork, some of it's going through the different, making assumptions and checking them out, and playing around with the different facts until we get some type of pattern. For instance, we saw that there were 13 original colonies, and they were against 13 original tribes. Others have made that observation in the past, not only with us. So, and then we checked out the names, and we check out characteristics of the states in question. We've already done a lot of work on tribal characteristics, so we see which tribes fit into that. Also, sometimes the names of places, of important places, or even unimportant places, but names that give us links. And the different symbols. Each of the states have several symbols. And the names of the tribes. Give you a few examples here. Alabama, we identify with Ephraim. Alaska with Judah. Alaska is also Judah. Another place we identify with Judah is Utah. Utah was a name, that's where the Mormons are. Utah was named after an Indian name, an Indian tribe, but it's also how in ancient Israel, or the neighbors of ancient Israel, Utah is similar to how the name Judah was pronounced in some areas. And also the people in the Mormons, they have characteristics of similar to the Jews. They seem to have a hankering after Jewish things. They wear a garment similar to the Jewish holy garments. They have 4 different ways of practicing their religion, which are similar to those of the ancient Israelites, especially those of Judah. So there is a similarity, and the other similarities found. They even have a Dead Sea. Yeah, Salt Lake similar to the Dead Sea, and other points.
Is it possible that a person who is in an area that is not theirs could be a Levite?
Yes, no, the Levites were scattered throughout all the tribes of Israel. So it stands to reason that also so too they will be just scattered around different areas. We did find we also associate the Levites with the sons of the legendary group known as the Sons of Moses. We found them concentrated in the British Isles, possibly especially in Wales. We also found in our book, The Tribes, we mentioned enclaves of people apparently from Levi in northern Italy. and other areas, and also in Scandinavia. So they could be anyone. We identified Maryland with Levi, the state of Maryland in the USA with Levi. We have Massachusetts, Manasseh, Iowa, Manasseh, Indiana, Ephraim, Idaho, Manasseh, Hawaii, Ephraim. We have we're still working on identifying different places. Pennsylvania with Gad, Vermont with Dan, Virginia with Ephraim. We have Wyoming with Manasseh, and possibly already next week or the week after we'll have more tentative identifications, but it'll take a while before we manage to flesh them all out and add substance to them. We're on the right track. Well, the indications are that we're on the right track, and we won't have to make many corrections. Most of our identifications will justify themselves. We hope. And if they don't, that's the way it goes. That's we'll adjust them, moderate them, modify them. We don't claim to be omniscient. We can make mistakes, and we make mistakes quite often. Even now, I'm making mistakes. I'm playing around the computer, and I don't know what I'm doing here. So, anyway, so that's what we have. Anyone like to make a comment? It was Junior, would you like to say something now?
I'm just saying that I'm in complete agreement with you. I mean, I fully believe that that we are descendants of Manasseh and Ephraim, and I think that has a huge amount to do with what's going to happen in the future. Prophetically, we have to look at our descendancy to figure out where we're going, and we know we're going somewhere, and it matters.
Okay, Sylvia. Sorry. I got it. Sorry, Sylvia. Would you like to say something?
I just said that sometimes we're led to specific places because we're a Levite and we're supposed to be teaching people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like the Levites were scattered all over the place. So there's Lori says she has a teaching background, so maybe she should run with that. Just saying.
Okay.
Oh my, yes, darling. I don't know who you are, but you might be a Levite.
Okay.
I can't imagine.
1 second.
I can't imagine being a Levite.
Oh, hold on. We heard you. There, that's Lori.
That's me.
You're a teacher. Okay?
Lori says her grandmother's surname was Reed from Wiltshire in England.
From Wiltshire.
Wiltshire. Okay. We should also be some note in a suitable opportunity. We should also go to different parts of Britain and
There's no. So I'm wondering, and I've been drawn to the Torah and doing my Shabbats on Saturdays.
Okay.
So I don't know where this is all coming from.
If you'd like to be in touch with, I wonder if we have ways of being in touch with each other. Can we share email addresses or?
That would be nice.
I'll put mine up there. I don't care who sees it. Well, you're not alone.
I'm not. Oh, thank you, Lord. I'm not alone because I was feeling kind of just out there.
You're not alone, darling.
Okay.
If you're feeling drawn to Torah,
oh, very much,
then you really. Then you ought to seriously look into this, because I believe that anyone who is drawn to Torah is drawn to Torah for a reason. It's not an accident.
Oh, I'm like
okay.
Thank you for being here. May the God of Israel bless you all, bless all of us, and look after every one of us and our families. And we'll have another meeting soon.
Baruch Hashem.
Okay. Yes, and Todah Rabah, because you put all this time in on our behalf. Thank you for doing that.
Amen.
Yeah.